assistance with this. Secretary Austin, over to you, sir.
Thanks, Pat. Well, good afternoon, everybody. We just concluded our 10th highly successful meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group. But before I get to that important work, I want to say just a few words about a troubling episode yesterday. On Tuesday, Russian aircraft again engaged in dangerous and reckless and unprofessional behavior in the international airspace over the Black Sea. And 2 Russian jets dumped fuel on an unmanned U.S. MQ-9 aircraft conducting routine operations in international airspace. And 1 Russian jet struck our MQ-9 aircraft, resulting in a crash. And this hazardous episode is part of a pattern of aggressive, risky, and unsafe actions by Russian pilots in international airspace. Now, I just got off the phone with my Russian counterpart, Minister Shoigu. And as I've said repeatedly, it's important that great powers be models of transparency and communication. And the United States will continue to fly and to operate wherever international law allows. And it is incumbent upon Russia to operate its military aircraft in a safe and professional manner. Now, let me turn to the important work of this contact group. Today, our extraordinary allies and partners reaffirmed our unity and resolve in supporting Ukraine's fight for freedom. We were joined again today by some 50 nations of goodwill from all around the globe. And they all understand that Ukraine's battle to defend itself from Russian aggression is vital for everyone who values the core principles of sovereignty, self-determination, and freedom. Today we were joined again by my good friend, Minister Alexei Reznikov. He comes to each contact group meeting with a clear message for the next steps in Ukraine's resistance to Russia's campaign of conquest. And the presentations from him and his team underscore the continued urgency of our support. This contact group has pushed hard to ensure that Ukraine can defend itself from Putin's imperial aggression. Brave Ukrainians stood firm during Russia's ground invasion with the help of their new anti-tank and anti-aircraft missiles, which contact group countries have provided. And Russia hopes to grind down Ukraine in a war of attrition. But Ukraine has been supplied by more than 40 countries. And meanwhile, Russia has had to depend on Iran and North Korea, and has had to use equipment dating back to World War II. So Russia is running out of capability and running out of friends. Putin has now had a year's worth of proof that the United States and the contact group will support Ukraine's right to defend itself for the long haul. But Putin still hopes that he can wear down Ukraine and wait us out. So we can't let up, and we won't. Ukraine doesn't have any time to waste, and I heard clearly today that our fellow contact group members also know that we have to deliver swiftly and fully on our promised commitments. And that includes delivering our armored capabilities to the battlefield and ensuring that Ukrainian soldiers get the training, spare parts, and maintenance support that they need to use these new systems as soon as possible. And we'll continue to dig deep for new donations. And today we heard updates on our progress and some significant new commitments. Sweden has announced that it will provide Ukraine with 10 Leopard tanks and key air defense components. Norway is partnering with the United States to donate 2 NASAM systems to Ukraine. The Netherlands is making great progress in initiating new contracts to ensure that new capabilities continue to arrive on the battlefield. And I want to thank Slovenia for its latest contribution, which helps meet several of Ukraine's priority requirements, including armor. For more than a year now, far-sighted donations like these by members of this contact group have been crucial to Ukraine's fight for sovereignty. And we have provided crucial combat capabilities that Ukraine's defenders will use to further repel Russia's invasion and to exercise initiative and to create favorable conditions on the battlefield. But for Ukraine to protect its sovereign territory and defend its citizens over the long term, we must keep going. So we're going to help Ukraine sustain the tanks, the infantry fighting vehicles, and other armored vehicles that are making their way into the front lines. And we're going to continue urgently training Ukrainian soldiers on the capabilities that we're providing and on the combined arms maneuver tactics that they need to succeed. We're going to keep looking into our stocks and into our budget to resupply Ukraine throughout the year. And we're going to continue our important work in lockstep with our Ukrainian partners to maintain accountability for the security assistance that we're providing. And finally, above all, we're going to stay united. Together we're helping Ukraine fight to live free, and together we're helping to show that rules matter, and together we're helping to advance our shared security in an open world of rules and rights. And so thank you very much, and I'll now turn it over to the chairman for his comments.